Welcome back to the Plays with Cars YouTube channel, and this week's going to be a real tough week for us because all of this needs to move. That's right, y'all. It is finally time to move. As you know, if you've been watching the channel for a bit, we've sold our house and we are moving, and that means all of this stuff has to go too. So we've done a good job packing up the house. Hey, Shadow. That's Garage Cat Shadow. Anyways, we've done a good job packing up the house, and now it is time to get to the garage. So those of you that are familiar know we have quite the car collection. We've got our 944 S2 there, Dragon Slayer, our 986 Boxster track car. Over there is the S4, over there is the Cayenne, and there's the Q5. So we got 5 cars we need to bring down, plus all the stuff. So how are we going to do that? Well, first thing is we got to make multiple trips to move the house anyway. So every time we go down, we're taking 2 cars with us and leaving 1 and coming back. So that should get us 3 of the cars down there, so that we just have the Q and the S4 left, and we'll bring those down the last day with the kiddos inside of them and the cats, obviously. But when we transport the cars, we actually came up with this really brilliant idea. We have all these spare parts and stuff for the cars. Like that's the original sway bar for the 944. And then we have like all of these spares and new parts to put on, like the brake ducts for the S4 and stuff like that. I am going to put the parts for each car inside the car that they belong to, in the trunk, in the frunk, in the boot, whatever. They're going to go in there. So that's that whole shelf right there will be taken care of the parts for the cars. And then like the car covers and stuff, I've got one for the Boxster, one for the 944. Those will go in there as well. That'll help get things out of the garage, keep the stuff for the cars with the cars. The one problem we do have, come on, Shadow. So we have the shed, which we've fully emptied out today. Now everything in here is for the house and stays with the house. So all of that is done and gone. So that's good for us. But that means all of our shed stuff is out here in the yard. So most of that is, regular household stuff, not to worry about. We do have a couple of car part things. So I've got the original rear spoiler off my Cobra Mustang that we'll be keeping. It was living in the rafters. It will continue to live in the rafters. And the original hubcap off of my 73 AMC Javelin. And the cracked wheel from the back of the Boxster. When we first got it, I want to say so we got it in November, and I think the next year, like March or April, we started losing air out of a tire with nothing wrong with the tire. It was this wheel was cracked and been repaired previously, and so we just bought another wheel on eBay and put it on the car, and have been keeping this around to turn into a hose reel. So that's gonna go at the new house as the hose reel for the shop. I'll clean it all up, maybe paint a different color or something. The hard part is I've got this. This is the original fender from my Javelin, and I don't know why I still have it. I should have thrown it out, but I still do. I don't really want to drag it with me. So if anybody wants a free fender and can come pick this thing up in the next couple of days, it's yours. It's not very good. It's all bashed in the front. It was too hard to actually fix this, which is why it got replaced with a whole fender. But it's good down here. So if you're an AMC guy and you've got a good fender that's rusty down here, you could chop this off and save that, whatever. But yeah, so that's what we've got to move to get out of here. So the hard part is going to be the toolboxes, because like I said, we got the cars figured out, we got the stuff for the cars figured out. Regular household stuff will just go in the moving truck. We do have the toolboxes. So what we have is my actual toolbox, which is the double box here, the danger box, which is the tool cart, and then this new workbench that is actually honestly completely empty inside. All of the bigger tools, the saws and DeWalts and things like that, are going in there. That's the 3D printer on top. I know, don't ask. We'll get back to that later. So that'll get wheeled on. This will close up and get wheeled on. That'll close up and get wheeled on. And that should be everything for tools, because all of my tools have homes in those 3 boxes. They're just really heavy. So the idea is the first moving day, we're going to move the non-essential things like this stuff and get it over the new house. The nice thing is we are literally doubling the size. So this is a 2-car garage. It's like an extra half car deep, but it's only a 2 wide. And don't get me wrong, it's a really nice sized garage. I have been so grateful to have this garage after all of my life not having a garage at all, or even one that I could use when I did own one. So I'm really, really happy to have this garage and have had this garage. But the new garage is 4 cars. So it's 3 cars wide. And then the third bay all the way to the right is actually a double deep. But you can't really put a 4th car in there because it's got shelving in it and then a central vac built in, and a bunch of other stuff like that. No washer dryer or, you know, the water heater or anything like that, like this garage does. All of that is built into a storage area off the garage. So it's literally just stuff for the garage, but I'm going to keep all the shelving stuff. So the idea is all of the like toolboxes. So the toolbox and the danger box and the new one, the workbench, they are all going to go in that space. So that's going to be like the workshop. So put the like jacks and jack stands, all of that stuff is going to go in the work bay. So the work bay is basically, like I said, a whole car deep. So kind of figure from about here to the corner and about that wide. But then imagine shelves on 3 walls of it. And then we'll put, you know, the toolboxes in there. And yeah, so the idea being if you just walk in, you'll have all the parts up on a shelf. We'll have all the tools in a row. You know, you have the jacks and everything. You'll be able to just get whatever you need and then turn around and do the work in that 3rd bay right in front. And then the other 2 bays will be for the cars that are actually being stored in the garage. So we'll probably, what we've been deciding is that car doesn't move for most of the winter. So we'll probably put the S2 in the service bay, the 3rd bay over, and then have the S4 and the Boxster in the first 2. Haven't decided yet, but that's what we're going so far. I do have one other thing left I got to do during all of this, and that is get that wheel on the S4. Those of you that watched all our stuff on Maryhill know that we had a little oopsie and some scratches on this wheel, so we bought a new wheel, put it on with the new tires. Coming home from Maryhill, we hit something in the road and completely garbaged one of the wheels. So we're going to put this one back on the car so that has 4 good straight wheels. See if the other one could be repaired. If it can, great. If it can't, we'll toss that one. And then buy another new one and put that one on the car. But I sold all my other spare wheels and tires. I do not have any spare wheels and tires for like the first time in my entire life since owning a car. All gone. So that is it. Just that's it. And that's going to be on the car before we move. So at least we're out a bunch of wheels and tires. So that's everything we have to move. And we've got 2 days to move it. So I don't know how much filming I'm going to get done of the actual move because it's going to be really, really hectic. But we'll definitely have a video of here's the new garage space. Where do we put everything? So watch out for that coming next weekend because this is it. We moved this week. Like I'm in my final hours in this house. So I got to get packing. So I'm going to wrap this one up and we'll see you in a couple of days at the new location for the Plays with Cars YouTube channel.